Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Window Shopping. This is a very special edition. Why? Because we are talking about Eichlers, which is one of my favorite subjects to talk about, and an Eichler is the market today, which means this is very fresh information for you if you're watching this on our YouTube channel. This house has been on the market less than 24 hours. Eichlers are kind of a fun topic, especially when they are modified or unique. There's kind of a lot of unique ins and outs to Eichler homes. We know them intimately. So let's get started. Let's get to it. Let me take you to 3730 East Larkstone. Okay, so jumping in here, just want to chat a little bit first about a couple of the basics on this house. This is Larkstone Drive in Orange. This is located within the Fairhaven tract in Orange. There are actually three Eichler home tracts in Orange: Fairhaven, Fairmeadow, and Fair Hills. This is probably the oldest tract, and it is also considered by a lot of people to be the most desirable. It's the tract that gets used most frequently for TV commercials, a number of which have been filmed here. So this house is at 1.565 million, and I want you to forget about that number for a second, and I'm going to tell you why. These homes were given historic status, or rather the neighborhoods were given historic designation. And what that means is that for homes that meet the requirements of originality, they can actually apply for something called a Mills Act contract. A Mills Act contract is a huge windfall in terms of property taxes. And on a home like this, the savings are over $1,000 a month on your property tax. I mean, it's just really, it is astounding how much money you save per month. And that's the reason why I say, take a look at this number here and forget about it. Also, I want to let you know this home is listed by Chris Merritt with First Team Real Estate. This isn't our listing, but I can tell you, you really do deserve your own representation, and we would love to show you this home. I do not think it will last very long. So this is already one of the larger models of Eichlers, and it's one of my favorite models. In Orange County, it only exists within this Fairhaven tract. It has the kitchen in the middle, and I'm going to show you that in a second. So this one is a single car garage and a carport. This house is actually located on a street corner, which is kind of cool. This is the atrium. And this home, a couple things about this house before we really begin. This home has actually been enlarged. So the normal square footage for this home is right about 2,000. And you'll notice here it is 2,272 square feet. I think pretty much the big addition here is kind of on that primary bedroom, where it looks like they have added kind of a larger closet and a bath, and we'll kind of get into that. This home still has the original atrium intact. They've done kind of this creative painting here on these exterior doors. I personally think they might be a little much, but that's something that is super easy to change. Not really a big deal. We've got kind of some nice plantings here in the atrium. What you'll notice over here is this is the main living room. And it's kind of also in a little bit of a unique location. In most Eichlers, the main living room is in the back of the house. It is not on the side like this, which is another reason why I like this model a lot. You've got a large atrium here. They have kind of some really nice lighting. This is probably one of the better IKEA kitchens I've seen done in an Eichler. They kept the paneling here, and what they did is they made this look like it could have been, if Eichler were building homes today and using IKEA cabinets, what would the kitchen design be? I actually think the kitchen design would be very much like this. And again, in this central kitchen model, where the kitchen is in the center of the house like this, really, this is a huge benefit, and I'm a really big fan of this particular model. It really creates a space that's open. This on the Eichler is called the multi-purpose room. A lot of people use it as a TV room. You've got sight lines through the atrium in this model. Really quite beautiful. Under cabinet microwave, waterfall counter, but it's all done and it's elegant, simple. There we enlarge the pictures here. It's all very elegant and very simple, and I really like that a lot about it. This home does have a pool. I think a pool is kind of important to the Eichler experience. I think when most people think of, living in Southern California, having a home like this, they think of a home with a pool. This is sort of the dining room and that living room that I talked about where you walk in. And one of the cool things here is you've got this large barge beam going across. It's one of the only models I think that has the beam exposed quite like this in the dining room. Again, it's just kind of another feature of this particular model that I'm fond of. And you've got this extended fireplace here where you have really kind of a cool masonry block look, and it extends all the way down the wall. This is just really a nice design. Another view there. This is kind of the room that looks like it's this enlarged master suite type area, and you see that it kind of extends around the back like this. And it looks like what they did is they extended off the back of the house and then also behind the house a little bit. So this kind of looks like it's an attached office or walk-in closet space. We see a lot of extra storage in here, and then we've got this bathroom area that's tucked in behind. When Eichler homes were built, these were not large bathrooms, right? So to have this with dual vanities, really, this is a nice extra setup, something you normally don't get. And it looks like this is part of the original bathroom area that's also been expanded, so you have an even larger shower than before. Really a big fan of these overhead rain heads. They make a pretty big difference. This is an office that's actually in the front of the house. Another bedroom. They've done kind of this cool grass cloth. These homes originally had this on the closet doors. It looks like this might have been removed and then added back, since this looks a little bit newer. One of the things I do notice in here is you've got a lot of different types of flooring. So you've got kind of some tile work in the beginning of the house. You've got this woodwork here in the bedrooms. I'm not a big fan of that. They did remodel the secondary bathroom as well. This is a door that goes to the outside, which is perfect if you have a swimming pool. Here's the inside of that garage, which actually offers quite a bit of extra storage inside of it for a single car. And this is the backyard. And here's where you can see that addition again that pops here up the back. It adds, around 250 square feet or so to this house. And it gives you that larger bathroom in the primary bedroom, that larger ensuite. They've got a pool fence up. I'm not quite sure why they'd show that in the photos. But really kind of a nice backyard. I think there's a little bit of potential here to do a little bit extra with it. It's kind of an overhead view of the house that you can see kind of the layout of this yard space. Again, another overhead view, and you can see we're on a corner here. So you can kind of see how this house is situated on the lot. And then back to the front. So I'm going to kind of go off share. I'm going to talk a little bit about this house and whether I think this one's a good one, whether I don't think it's a good one. I do think this is a good house. If you're trying to calculate in your mind, if you're saving about $1,000 a month on the property taxes, that's like saving about $100,000 on the purchase price. So this would be, you're going to have a comparable payment on a house like this to a home that's $1.465 million. And that's the reason why I told you to kind of forget that initial number. So we're going to jump into kind of some of the things that I would change on this house, right? And really it's not a lot. So what would we do to this house to kind of kick it up another notch? Well, first off, better unified flooring materials. I feel like a broken record saying this. I hope sellers, if you are a seller out there, even if you don't hire us, you should. But if you don't, definitely something to think about before putting your home on the market. I think that those doors, they're cool. I think they're trying a little too hard. Again, this is a super easy change. The Robin's Egg Blue, cool color, definitely keep that, but I think I would make them a solid color. I'll just say one more thing about that. Part of mid-century modern architecture and modern architecture in general is really having tight control over the focus, over someone's mental focus. And so you have to ask yourself, whenever you do an element in the design, do I want this to be a focal point? And I think my answer is, do I want those doors to be a focal point of the patterns? And the answer is no. I think I want the house holistically to speak. I want the beams to be focal points. I want that fireplace in the living room to be a focal point. Finally, in here, I've got backyard tweaks. I think that, this backyard really is 90% of the way there. I think I might actually bring in a landscape architect, just something to take it to that next level. Now let's talk about how much does it cost. I told you this house really doesn't cost as much as you might think it costs because of that Mills Act property tax contract. And here's what it looks like at 10% down. Our total payment is $6,490. How do we get there? $6,000 is your principal and interest. The property taxes are approximately $360 a month in this house. They are not that expensive. Insurance around $144 a month. We get to just under $6,500 as a total payment with 10% down. What's cool is of that $6,490, $2,366 is going right towards principal. These interest rates really make houses like this quite a bit more affordable if you've got the income to support that $6,500 a month payment. I know that's not everybody, but if you do, as Ferris Bueller says, if you have the means, I highly recommend it. Now, if we go towards kind of a 20% down scenario here, we end up at quite a bit lower on the mortgage payment, just under $5,200. You know what? I made a mistake there. Those taxes should read $360, and so should the insurance. But the total payment is correct: $5,651, and $2,200 of that is going towards principal. Really, I think this isn't that much more expensive than you would spend to rent a house like this. And when you factor in the principal, you are actually money ahead by buying this home. Again, this house is located in the Fairhaven neighborhood. I don't think it's going to last long. It's got a pool. It's got a nice kitchen remodel. The bathrooms look good. There's a minimal amount of tweaking that needs to be done. Really, this is one that's going to go fast. It already has a Mills Act contract on it. If you'd like to see it, obviously let us know. We would love to take you on a personal tour and kind of give you our on-the-ground advice. Anyhow, thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Again, we'd love to hear from you. Questions, comments, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that kind of stuff. Once again, Stephen Mead with Domicile Real Estate. Hope you are having a great day, and we'll talk to you again real soon.